Hello my loves, it's Kat, how are you? So the fall has finally arrived to Finland, so I thought it was perfect timing to do a fall of 2023 prediction pick a card. And this is going to be your fall months, so September, October and November. Now if you live in the southern hemisphere, it's obviously spring for you, which is really hard for me to wrap my head around. But yeah, just consider this your 3 months ahead prediction pick a card. So just take the autumn or fall out of it. So yeah, so what you need to do is to choose a card or a crystal. We have card 1 with amethyst, card 2 with kiwi jasper, and card 3 with some celestine. So when you have made your decision, go down to the description box to find your timestamp. I will give you a few seconds to decide, and when you're ready, I will see you at your reading. Ready? Let's go. Hello my beautiful pile number 1. So you chose the amethyst. And number 48, willow spirit, flexibility. So I'm gonna read the little story they have in the little book as usual. I love the stories. I think they just give this little that I just quite love. So 48. Okay, yeah. Willow spirit, flexibility. At the edge of the forest pond grows a large willow. Her branches dip lightly into the waters. As the wind rises, her elegant boughs sway and fro like a mystic dancer. Her dangling leaves whisper across the water in lazy desires. So yeah, this is quite straightforward. This card in the book, it describes, or well, the message is don't, okay. So there's a story that don't be like an oak tree, be like a willow, because when there is a very strong wind, the oak tree, which is rigid and strong, it will eventually break. But the willow, because it's so flexible and it just goes along with the wind, so it doesn't break. It just bends. So the message here is don't be an oak tree, be a willow tree. And I think I'm gonna need a little assistance here to know like what is this like all about, because I feel like for some of you it's actually family life, and for some of you, okay, I see. I see, okay. Wait a minute, no, actually that's in the future. See, I make videos, or at least I try to make videos like beforehand. I've been doing videos for several days, like every day now, and I did one yesterday, but I put it a little bit too far back, and so this reading, even though I'm doing it later, it's gonna come, you will be seeing it first before the one that I did earlier, because I mixed up the dates. So as it happens, it could be that in the future, in my, I think it's gonna be the next, no, it's gonna be the one before that. Well, in a week or two, there will be a reading that you might resonate with, and it has the same card. It has this card, the confusion card. Wait, does it? I think so. I think it does. Yeah, it does. So I don't know why I'm being taken to that video. Is it because the messages would resonate with you as well, or is it because you will eventually watch that video with that same card or something? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Either way, I feel like you have a lot in your head right now. A lot of things are happening at the same time and you don't even know where to turn. Like it's really crazy for you right now. I'm gonna put the cards in order because it annoys me because I don't have a lot of room on my table. So instead of like putting like the decks like next to each other, I stack them and I forgot to put them in right order. So anyway, now they are in the right order, so now I can actually start doing this. So pile number 1, spirit guides. What is this all about? What is happening for my pile number 1s in the fall? Either way, there is just this like, you need to be flexible. I feel like there's a lot of things coming for you, and the trick to survive is to be flexible. Go with the flow. Don't stick to your old ways of handling things. There's this saying in my head that I'm kind of blanking on, but hold on. Let me think for a minute. And now it disappeared completely. Great. Come on, what was it? You wanted me to tell them. Okay, let's forget about that. It will come back to me when it's time. Now I don't even remember what I was talking about. I completely blanked. What is this? The trick was to be flexible, go with the flow. Okay. So the saying was, if you keep doing things the way you've always done them, then you will get the things you've always gotten. That was the saying. So you need to change your approach. I feel like you have been a little bit too strict with things. A little bit... we had the Page of Fire, but it was actually reversed. So we have, okay, so Page of Fire, creative, enthusiastic, motivated, and then it was reversed. So I feel like this is actually... this is your present energy, the reversed, because when I keep saying like reversed, they say both, not just either one, it's both. So I'm just gonna put it sideways. And I'm gonna put it here in the middle. So you've been very rigid. Maybe you've been on a diet or something, because I see like somebody like weighing their food, counting calories, and being very, very strict. And you're being asked to ease up, to not be so controlled, to be a little bit less controlled. And maybe like do things intuitively, because there will be a lot of things happening, because this is, okay, you may think that the structure and being strict and the discipline is good for you, but it's actually not anymore. It was good for you at some point, but it's no longer good for you. And your spirit guides will be stripping you off your routines. They will make sure that your routine will be completely fucked, and that there is just no way for you to do it anymore. Let's say that you've had a habit of waking up early and going to the gym and eating healthy, and you have these specific times for every time you eat. And it has helped you a lot. Like, it has given you structure, it has given you some like something to count on. But now it's time to say goodbye to that. And I know that's gonna be a hard one. I would cry if that happened to me. I'm a big fan of routines. So yeah. But the thing is, it's not serving you anymore. It's not serving you anymore. Because let's like think about it for a moment. Why it doesn't serve you? Let's think about that. Let's say that somebody is really strict with their diet. They're trying to lose weight or they're trying to gain weight and it's going really well. But what happens when they actually reach their goal? What then? Because they can't go back to how they were eating before, because then they would gain all that weight back or lose all that weight, whatever the situation was. So what is the option? What is the end game? Will they have to keep counting calories for the rest of their lives? Is that their future? Because nobody wants that. We want to eventually be able to give that up. We want to eventually be like eat intuitively so that we don't have to count calories, so that we can like intuitively eat the healthy things because it's good for us, because it fuels our bodies. Not because I'm trying to lose weight and this is what I have to do, because then it's gonna feel like you will be trying to lose weight, you're trying to diet for the rest of your life. So eventually it has to end so that you can actually live your life to the fullest. You know, like, does this make sense to you? So this is why it's not serving you anymore. It has served you for a while, but now it's time to say goodbye. And this is where the Page of Fire turns upright. So you will have this creative energy, this enthusiasm, you'll have this motivation, but it's different. It's different because you'll be more free. Let me tell you an example of my life. So I'm actively losing weight. So I started with counting calories, counting macros, weighing my food and everything. And then I got really stressed. I got really, really stressed at work. I had a lot to do. And when I came home, I was still on like overdrive. And one thing that like helps me calm down is painting. Like I can paint for hours. And it clears my mind. It's like, I'm like immediately in the flow state when I start painting. And so I would be really busy at work and really stressed and then come home and just paint all day. And at the time, I didn't have the energy to keep, weighing my food or counting my calories. So I thought, what would happen? What would happen if I just ate whatever I wanted when I was hungry, but didn't overeat? I just ate until I was full. And because also there was something more to add. I always had like specific meals for like specific breakfast, specific dinner, specific lunch, specific night snack. So, oh my god, that's my cat. Yeah, anyway, I don't know if you could hear him, but anyway. So I was like, okay, because if I would like sleep in, then I would obviously miss my breakfast, but then I would have to eat my lunch for breakfast, and that just felt iffy. And I don't know, it was just, So I figured, like, I thought, like, what would happen if I just eat the meals I wanted when I was hungry, didn't overeat? Let's just try it for a week or two. Let's try and see what happens. Actually, it turned out that it was really good for me. Like, really, really good. It took the stress out. I feel like it leveled out my like cortisol levels, and it actually helped me lose weight. Like, that's just, like, wow, cool. So that is what I'm doing now. I'm trying to intuitively eat and learn to eat intuitively. So that might be something that you want to look into, but that's not the only thing though. That was just an example. So I feel like this goes to every area of your life. Like, you have to find creative solutions to your problems. Let's say that you have children and you need to go grocery shopping, but you can't leave them alone, obviously. But you can't take them with you because they are really misbehaving when they are in the grocery store. So you have to find creative solutions to be more flexible. So for example, like giving them their own grocery lists to, you know, like find the tomatoes, find the macaroni, find the ground beef. Like they have this, it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a treasure hunt in the grocery store. That might be fun. That might be the solution to your problem. Like you need to find these creative solutions now. You have to be flexible. There is no space for rigid structure right now. That's gone. No more. Okay, so let's get some more cards. Pile number 1. I always have to think because I often say the wrong pile. Pile number 1. What do they need to know about this upcoming fall? September, October, November. What do they need to know about it? What is coming? Oop, okay. Oh, is it back to school for some of you? We have Ace of Earth, abundance, opportunity, resources. And then we have Ace of Water, emotions, relationships, intuition. So a lot of things are actually happening for you in fall. But, you know, like I said, it all depends on how well you go with the loss of structure and how quickly are you able to, what's the word? Adapt. That was the word. How quickly are you able to adapt? Because they are going to make sure that your routine is completely fucked. Like for example, like I said, like I think I started talking about something else and I forgot the rest of the message. That happens actually quite a lot. So I was talking about like you have these structures, like you wake up early, you go to the gym, and then you have your breakfast, and then you start working, and then you have lunch, and then you stop working, and then you start doing your evening things. You start making dinner, and then you go for a walk, and you have this structure. But the way spirit guides are gonna, you know, like make sure that, you know, this is gone, like you won't be able to do it anymore, is to either sometimes it's like they give you a flu or something, or they just give you insomnia, so your sleeping patterns rhythm will be, you know, all over the place. That is one way to do it, or 2 ways to do it. Or yeah, I don't know, something. Something. They will do something. And it's gonna be kind of crazy for you. It's gonna be something that oh, okay, then we have the last card. I just picked up the deck and the bottom card just dropped. So we have 6 of Fire, success, recognition, self-esteem. So yeah, this is what's happening for you. Your routine will break down. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of water. Sorry. So your spirit guides are actually preparing you for something. This is why they are doing this. They need to be able to make sure that you are ready for when things actually start to happen, so that you have already learned the lesson of how to be flexible. So this is why they are breaking down your routines and make you really confused, because you need to adapt quickly. You need to figure out what to do quickly, so that, because these things are coming to you really fast, so you need to be ready. So what you have when you start doing all of this, you will have a lot of opportunities coming to you. But if you are in a strict, rigid routine, you can't say yes to them. And that is why it has to go. So they're going to break it down so that you will have more time. Basically, it's going to feel like you have a lot less time, but it's actually, in the end, it's going to be a really good thing for you. Because you will find ways to make time, you will learn to do how to do things faster and more efficiently when you don't have your routine, when you know that you have exactly 7 minutes to do your skincare, for example. Then you're going to use all that 7 minutes, even though you could be done in 4. So, or maybe that's a little too ambitious. For some of you, it could be like 20 minutes for some of you. Anyway, there are so many opportunities coming, and this is actually going to help a lot in every single area of your life. You have abundance coming, you have opportunities coming, you have resources, and some of you are going back to school, and this is actually really going to help with your studying. I think that this, like, you know, like every year, every fall, all the students say to themselves, like, this year is gonna be different. I'm actually gonna do my homework in time. I'm gonna actually like study for my exams like week before. This year is gonna be different, and it hardly ever is. But actually, this year is gonna be different. And the trick here is that you're not so rigid. Like, I bet you have had moments in your life when you've been like, just try harder. Like, the reason why you can't do this is because you're not trying hard enough. But the thing is, you can't do the try harder if you don't have an end date, because you need to have like something to look forward to. Like, okay, I just need to try harder for a little bit longer. This is going to end in 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks and I'm just gonna push through it. But if it's gonna be like until like the end of times, you can't push and push and push and push and try harder and harder and harder if you don't have an end to it at some point. So when that happens, flip the script and say, try gentler. Try a little bit gentler. You don't have to try harder. Try gentler. And that makes a huge difference. Trust me. We're running out of time, but I'm still gonna do the last 2 cards. So what I forgot to mention was that, you know, you have opportunities coming and you have so many resources to you. But then we have the Ace of Water, emotions, relationships, and intuition. This is going to help immensely with your relationships as well, because you have a lot more time with them, but also because you're finding these creative solutions to connect with your family, to connect with your loved ones, to connect with your partner. Your relationships are going to improve. And also because you're not so strict about everything, then it's gonna help a lot, because other people easily feel like they're being judged or that they're being, I don't know, controlled or something. But, you know, there is a really easy fix. Also, there is a bug behind my curtain and it's really freaking me out. For some reason, insects are all over me this summer. Like, they just find me. And I don't like that. I'm not a huge fan of insects. And I know they're a message from my spirit guides, but I'm like, like, okay, thank you. Can you please stop now? Anyway, moving on to your thing. So then we have success, recognition, and self-esteem. Whatever this process is, whatever this goal is that you will be having, this is actually how you succeed. Because I feel like from many of you, this push harder and try harder and being so rigid actually has something to do with your health. Like, I feel like dieting, or I'm seeing people in the gym, I'm seeing people trying to lose weight, I'm seeing people to get some gains and they build muscle and stuff. And this is actually how you make that happen, like, fastest. Like, this is the recipe for victory. This is how you do it. You become more flexible. Then we have awareness. You need to be more aware of your surroundings, of the people around you, how they are feeling. I feel like you've been too, I don't want to say like self-absorbed or anything, but you have only had your eye on the goal for a very long time. You have had your your eye set on your own progress and stuff. So you've kind of like not ignored, but you just forgotten forgotten that, you know, there are people around who love you and want to spend time with you. But also kind of like be more aware of your body. Like I just watched a video of somebody, this was some sort of a fitness person, I don't remember their name, but they said like they had been doing, she was explaining how she decided to start eating a little bit more. She's this fitness person, she's at the gym actively building muscle and stuff, like bodybuilding and stuff. And she said like how it was the best decision for her to get on her like gaining journey. Like she's gaining, which means that she's like eating more and stuff. And she said how, I think she said like she's eating like 200 calories more than usual. And this was the best decision for her because she was, for a very long time, she was stuck with like only being able to do like 5 pull-ups. And she had been stuck in 5 for a very long time. And as soon as she started eating like 200 calories more than she used to, she was suddenly up to 8. And that was crazy to her because for years she had only been able to do 5. So actually like doing kind of like the opposite that you think you should, like how people tell you to do, like sometimes the opposite is actually right for you. So we have number 5, unity. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. Yeah, because we are all different. Our bodies are so different. So there is no like one solution fits all, not even a little bit, not in any circumstance, like in any areas of your life, because our bodies work differently and different things work for us, and some of us are morning people and some of us are evening people. And why is it more acceptable to be at the gym at 5 a.m. than 1 a.m.? Like, why is it? Because you're still at the gym, so what's the problem? Just find out like what works for you and remember to be flexible. If you have hard time with being flexible and you really like your routine, if you get like thrown off if something changes in your routine, if this is something that is likely to happen to you, make different sort of routines for different situations. Let's say, for example, you usually go to the gym in the morning, but suddenly you have a doctor's appointment in the morning, you just don't have the time. Make sure that you have a routine. This is kind of like the opposite of what I'm telling you, but this is kind of, if this is really hard for you, if just throwing out the routine is hard for you, then this is like this is something that might help you. Anyway. Make a routine, build a routine so you know what you can do if you can't go to the gym in the morning and it really throws you off and you don't know what to do. Like, what are you supposed to do? Have a backup routine so that you can go to that has like okay, so oh my god, what am I doing? Have a backup routine so that if your morning is blocked off, you know at which time you were supposed to go to the gym in the evening. Like, make sure that, you know, like your dinner is like a little further back, like you're not going to the gym right after dinner and you still remember to pick up your kids, or if you have any, and you know, like what is the ideal time to go to the gym in the evening then? Like you can make these different routines for different scenarios. That might help you be more flexible if you really like your routines. I don't know, the spirit guides may throw that out too, but that is like the next step. If this really terrifies you, then that is something that you can do as well. Anyway, that was a lot. I feel like I've been talking for an hour, but you know, I'm half right because it's been half an hour. So yeah, this is what I had for you. I really hope you enjoyed. I would really love to read for you again, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye! Hello, my beautiful panda two. So you chose the Kiwi Jasper and number 21, Guardians of the Land, Protection. So I'm gonna read the story in the little book as usual. So we are 21, Guardians of the Land, Protection. You are safe. These words seem to emerge from the land and radiate from the trees to echo in your soul. You hear these words again and again. The sacred guardians of the land are whispering to you. You are safe. You know that you are protected and cared for. You can feel the tendrils of their loving energy wrap around you and embrace you. Their unleashed powers cocoons you in safety. Wow, that was really lovely. Yeah. Whew, actually, I'm actually starting to get a headache. Do you suffer from migraines? Is this from you or is it me? Because I feel like it might be from you. So, we need to talk. You need to understand that you're enough. You were always enough. And the people who made you believe that you weren't, they made you believe that because they didn't feel that themselves. And it's kind of like a circle that just keeps on circling. I don't know the saying. Because, you know, like hurt people. But you have to understand that it wasn't about you, it was about them. You are enough and you are safe. I feel like you have some root chakra blockages. There is this unease. I feel a lot of anxiety, and I'm being taken to a time in my life where I experienced this myself. And I remember I had a lot of panic attacks at that time, and I had this like constant panicked feeling in my body. I remember I had a dream, and in this dream I suddenly felt safe and protected in that dream. And it was the most wonderful feeling I had ever felt. And then I woke up and I no longer felt safe. And then that panicky feeling I had been living with and carrying for months suddenly hit me in the face with the force of 1,000 suns. Because for a second I didn't feel it. For a second I was free from it. And that's when I realized like how much it actually weighed on me. And then I did a lot of things that then eventually helped me get out of it. But I remember, for example, when I was in a bus and I was having this anxiety attack, and my therapist told me to, like, you know, feel the ground around you, feel the seed, like, you know, like this grounding techniques of like feeling where you are. And I remember when I'm having an anxiety attack, I feel like I'm in a rocket and it's like flying through space, and I can see the stars, you know, like how they flash, you know, before your eyes. They're just these lines, no longer like dots, they're just lines in your vision. And I remember when I had that feeling, I was like, okay, I'm having an anxiety attack, okay, calm down. And I closed my eyes and I felt my seat and, you know, where my feet were. And then I felt like I was in space with that chair. And I don't know, it just didn't work. But that was something that I was just reminded of. And I want you to know that you are in fact safe. Your mind is playing tricks on you. I feel like you were in a bad situation. I don't know how long ago it was, but I feel like you were in a bad situation. And you got out of it, but you still feel scared. You still feel unsafe. But you are safe. You are finally safe. And this is also something that I'm being told to tell you. You can imagine, because you have your own energy, you can protect your energy, you can use that energy to protect yourself. You can, especially if you're going to a scary place or you're going with people who you know might, my head though. If you feel like there are people around you who may be like energy vampires or something, or when they have a bad day, you will have a bad day. If you know people like that, or if you know that you will be spending time with people like that, you can protect your energy. You can imagine that you are in a bubblegum bubble or a soap bubble, or you can imagine making those protective energy fields like Violet from The Incredibles, or you can imagine being wrapped in angel wings. That's also an option. Or you can imagine wearing this magnificent cloak of protection. You know, like, there are many options, so whatever works for you, that is something that you can absolutely do. But I do feel like this is your mind playing tricks on you. You are out of that situation, but you still feel unsafe. Pile number 2. What is happening for them in fall? Oop. So we have Ascended Masters, devoted spirits with specific intentions. So with this card, I see that your spirit guides are trying to tell you that you can actually ask them for help for whatever situation this is. You can ask them for help. You can ask them to help you with a situation with a friend or someone, if this is a person that you're dealing with, or you can ask help for fixing the situation, or you can ask help to make you feel more safe, or give you tools on how to feel more safe. There is something also with that card, with the Hilarion. She says, if I remember this correctly, her message is that there is a project that needs finishing. So if there, especially if it's a creative project, yeah, you're being asked to be creative right now, because that is actually the thing that helped me when I was in that space and time. Because in that dream, what I told you about earlier, I felt unsafe. I was in a cottage somewhere in the woods and I was scared. It was like a nightmare, and I was just, yeah, anyway, it was a nightmare, and I was in this cottage in the middle of the forest, and people came to me with news from the city, like there were zombies, there were fires, people were dying and stuff. And the last person who came, they told me to lock the doors and don't let anybody in, because he will not be coming back. He needs to go somewhere safe. And when he left, in that dream, I went to lock the doors, and when I went to lock the doors, I opened it for some reason just to look like what's outside, and there were these forest animals, and not even forest animals, but they were like these strong predator animals. There were tigers, there were cheetahs, lions, wolves, and a moose. And like these big and strong animals. And they were just staring at me. And I knew that they were there for me. And I just looked at them for a second, and then I stepped from out of their way, and I was like, well, come on in then. And the animals just came into my house, and they settled themselves and tucked themselves into my bed and on the couch, and they were laying on a carpet beside the fire, and I just closed the door and I looked at the animals and I suddenly felt so safe. And I just felt this immense gratefulness, and just like, okay, I do have someone by my side. I do have someone who will protect me. And I closed the door. I didn't even bother locking it, even though I was warned to do so. I didn't even lock it because I felt so safe, because no harm would come to me. And I just went into my bed and went to cuddle with the lion. And that's when I woke up and I realized that, okay, I'm no longer safe. But yeah. But physically I was, though. Like, I was. It was just my mind. It was just my anxiety. I was physically safe. I had no harm. Nobody was trying to harm me or anything. But I just felt like I was running for my life all the time, every second of the day, every day. So yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so after that dream, I had this empty canvas that I had tried to paint something, and I always covered it with more paint. There were, like, under that painting there's probably like 12 different paintings that I just then like gave up on. But after that I started painting this lion, and I have that lion above my bed right now, and it's one of my favorite paintings. Yeah, so being creative might help you, as it did for me. Like, when I painted that lion and it was done, I suddenly felt much safer, because I always planned to hang it above my bed. And there it still is. So yeah, pile number 2, Spirit Guides. What is happening for my beautiful pile number 2s in fall? Okay, that's a little much though. Yeah, we're not gonna take all of those. Pile number 2. What is happening for them in fall? Okay. How many? 4. Okay, so this is good. We have, okay. Yeah, this makes sense to me. 10 of fire, overworked, stressed, imbalanced. Yes, this is where you are currently. And this is kind of something that I felt as well. You're really stressed. I'm seeing like a lot of like even depression, especially anxiety. We've talked about that anxiety. And I feel like you may be struggling with money as well, because like there is just one coin over there. And you're having a really hard time just like living your life, like adulting, cleaning your house, making your dinners. You're just finding everything really hard. It feels like you're trying to run underwater. Like, it's so exhausting and it's so slow, and you just can't do it. But, okay, so we have 4 of Earth. Frugalness, extravagance, control. Maybe this, because I said you might have some money trouble. Maybe it is because you're spending it in the wrong place. I'm just gonna adjust my seat really quickly. There we go. It could be that especially shopping might bring you some sort of happiness. And that might be the reason to your money problems, or maybe you just didn't have enough to begin with. And this is kind of something that makes you feel good, but it's not really good for you in the long run. There is something that you're keeping hidden in the closet, and I'm gonna show it to you a little bit closer because I don't know if you can see, but there's a lock on that closet. And she's like, "What do you mean? There's nothing in my closet. I have no idea what you're talking about." So there's something that you're keeping hidden, something that you're ignoring. And it could be something that you are a little bit ashamed of. Maybe you have some sort of, I don't want to say addiction, but a little bit. And I think for the majority of you, it has something to do with shopping. I just had to drink a little bit of water. And that is something that you have to kind of fix. And I feel like that might actually be one of the sources to your feeling of being unsecure, because you don't have that money safety net. You're kind of spending your money in the wrong place. So let's keep going then. Let's go with this one first, because I do feel like there's a theme here. We have 7 of water, choices, overanalyzing, procrastination. So yeah, this makes also a lot of sense to me, procrastination. And you're kind of in, like, you know what you're supposed to be doing, but everything just feels so hard for you right now, and you just can't get yourself to do it. We have a lot of 4s here. We have 4, 4, we have 4, 4, 4, we have 40, and yeah, those were all the 4s. But yeah, it's almost like you know what you're supposed to be doing, but you just don't quite know how to get to it, because everything just feels so hard for you right now. But we have the Emperor card, and then we have another 4. It's okay. So 4 is significant for you right now. Organization, leadership, structure. So in this fall, you will be able to gain control over your life once more. And we will actually see how it will be done. But I feel like actually working with your root chakra, that is going to be really beneficial to you, because root chakra is concentrated on, like, root chakra is all about the basic needs being met, having shelter, having food, being safe, you know, like these very primal needs. They need to be met for your root chakra to be balanced. And I don't feel like it's balanced right now, because this feeling of safety, this panicky feeling unsafe, it all speaks about root chakra not being completely balanced. So that is something that has to sort of, oh, okay, well that was fast. No, actually, we're gonna shake that up again, because that was the same card that was for, I think I just knocked myself the first card that was on the deck, and that was the one that was for part of a work. Ugh, sorry. I had a little yawn. Pile number 2. Okay, that was fast. Shadow treasures. Interesting. So with the shadow treasures, this talks about shadow work. Bringing light to aspects of yourself that you're trying to keep hidden, that you're a little bit ashamed of. So you're gonna have to do some shadow work. This is gonna be quite a fall for you, but I do feel like it's actually going to get, it's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be a lot of work, but boy, I know, because I've done this too. But I do feel like it's gonna be really good, because we have the Emperor at the end of the day. After all of this, we have the Emperor. So you will gain complete control over your life. And I also feel like part of this thing, part of the reason why you're so confused, why you're so, you haven't found your place, is because you don't know what your purpose is. And I feel like the shadow work, actually, that is going to help you find your soul's purpose. That is like the number one thing you should be doing. So let's get, I don't know if this is going to be the final card, because I want to know what will be happening at the end of this. This is just like, so during the fall you will be doing a lot of shadow work, you will be balancing your root chakra, but at the end, what then? Like, I want to leave you with something to look forward to, because right now all you're looking forward to is a lot of work. We have 2 of autumn. Bring fun into everything you do. Okay, juggling multiple priorities or jobs, an exceptional talent for multitasking. Okay, so this is actually something that will be, that's gonna help you get this shit moving. You are going to be romanticizing your life. And I know it will be hard. It's gonna be a little bit at first. Okay, I just realized actually. You know, like you know, like you have to repeat a thing like many times. I think it was like over 20 times before it actually becomes a habit. Unless it's done in play, then it takes just a few times. The trick is that you're pretending to be the version of you who would be doing something like that. Like you're just playing. You're just pretending just for a little bit. I think that might actually help you out. Like you just play. You just pretend for an hour that you are your higher self. You are your future self. Who would they be? What would they be doing right now? How would they help you out? You just play and pretend just for an hour. That might actually help you. But also like romanticizing your life. I know it can be difficult, especially if you are suffering with depression. But you have to go out. You have to go out. And even though it's raining, because rain, you know what rain is? You know what it means? It means that it's too cold. No, it's not cold enough to snow. It's kind of like the opposite from Twilight. When it's raining, you know it's not that cold that it would snow. So, and besides, rain is wonderful. Rain is beautiful. I'm actually seeing you right now. I'm seeing you also, being creative and also reading books. For some reason, reading books is gonna be really good for you. So whatever this is, whatever situation you're in, maybe you're too busy with a lot of things, you should still be able to read like 1 page every day. And that will really help you with sleep as well. Yeah, this is also what you need to do. Well, you don't have to do all of these. I'm just giving you a lot of examples so you can pick one that resonates with you. But books, read books, because that, if something helps you romanticize your life, that's reading books. Because in books, they describe everything. They describe how the air tastes and smells and how the leaves crunch beneath your feet and how the sky is the perfect shade of inky blue. And books, yeah, books. That's gonna help. That's gonna help. I'm so glad I got that. But yeah, that is definitely gonna help. I'm also gonna get one more card. What happens at the end of all of this work? What is your life going to look like? Okay, so we have 2 cards. Ugh, and on the floor, of course. So I'm gonna pick those up. The High Priestess, trusting your intuition, careful reflection before taking action, insights that come through meditation. So meditation is also something. We also have 8 of Winter. You have what it takes if you only believe in yourself. Thinking that you're powerless when you are not. A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. Yeah, totally. I'm also going to get one of these cards just to top that off. What is going to happen at the end of all of this? Where is my pile number 2 going to be at the end of fall? What will their life look like after all of this work? What do they have to look forward to? Oh my god, I was worried. Jesus. Look, 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 look. We have the sun, success, recognition, enthusiasm. You will beat the ass off this depression, girl, boy. I mean, I didn't mean to say girl, boy, but I said girl, and now I have to add boy, and it came too much together, so it became a girl, boy. But you know, all my boys and girls, this is how you do it. This is how you get out of this. Find the things you love to do and don't do things, okay. Try to remember the things that brought you happiness in the past. Try to remember what they were and try to do them now, but take out of the progress, take out of the I want to make money out of this. Take out the, like, I want to be better at this. Just do something because you love to do it. Because it's fun. But anyway, at the end of the fall, when you do all of this work, you're going to do some shadow work. You're going to heal your inner child. You're going to balance your root chakra. Also, like, is it going to be before or after? Actually, I think that reading is going to be after. There will be a reading coming. I think it's going to be like next week after this one. There is an inner child reading coming. I think you should watch that because I think there is actually a message for you. I have no idea. I don't even remember the things I said. The thing is, like I never remember anything about my readings. Like after I've done them, like I have no memory of them, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. But anyway, I just have a feeling that there's something in there for you. I don't know which pile or what specific message, but the inner child reading is something that you should probably check out. Anyway, I'm glad I got to leave you with the Sun card because the Sun card is the ultimate winning card. Like everything is going to be okay card. That is the ultimate, like, finally the sun is shining. Things will get so much better. Trust me, you are safe and you are enough. You were always enough. There was never a time in your life where you weren't enough. You were just made to believe that. And they lied to you. They lied to you. You were always enough, and you were always worthy, and you're worthy now, as you were all that time ago. This was a really rough reading, but I love that how like there's all this like negative energy going around in your life right now, but then you get this control and then you start romanticizing your life and you start feeling what it feels like to be alive, to be a human, because I believe that we, you know, like how they say, like, we come to this earth to have a human experience. Okay, but what is that? But imagine being just a soul. Imagine just being energy. You can't feel the sun on your skin. You can't hug anyone. You can't touch things. You can't feel how soft things are. You don't actually feel emotions. You're just energy. You are just who you are in the essence. That is why we come. We come here to feel the bad, to feel the good, to touch and to love and to grieve and do all of those things because we can't. This is the only place we can do it. And no, it's sometimes we feel like the bad overweights the good, but it's actually the other way around. We just feel so strongly the negative emotions. And we don't feel the good emotions enough. But we can always flip that around. We can always turn it around. So, yeah, I almost feel like I don't want to leave you I just really want to give you a hug and just tell you everything is gonna be okay. But this is all I can do. I can just give you this reading and hope that you will take my advice. And yeah, because everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. And romanticizing your life, even if it sucks, that's kind of cool. So yeah, this is what I had for you. I really hope you enjoyed. I would really love to read for you again. I want to know that you will be okay. So I hope I see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3. So you chose the Celestine. And number 16, Refuge. So I'm gonna read the little story in the book as usual. Oop. Okay, so number 16, Enchanted Fern Grotto, Refuge. Magic is afoot in the enchanted grotto. Long rays of light stream through the forest canopy above. An abundance of ferns fill the grotto with effervescent verdant color, and a small waterfall tinkles like a crystal on chimes. You know that you're safe here. Well, this card feels like fall, doesn't it? I don't know, you know the funny thing about this fall? This is the first fall ever that I don't hate. I'm a summer girl. My favorite season is summer. And when the falls, when the leaves start to fall, that means my time is over. And I've always hated fall. That meant a lot of work. I used to grow up in a farm and we used to plant our own potatoes and stuff. So in fall you had to go and pick them all up, and that was hell. Let me tell you, that was hell. And also school started, it was no longer vacation, and it just wasn't fun anymore. So yeah, that was really unfortunate. Actually, it's getting a little bit dark because it just started raining, so I'm just gonna put on a little bit of lights. I think that is a little better. They're shining a little too brightly, but I think we can deal with it. It's better than the alternative, in my opinion. Not being able to see anything. But yeah, okay. So this is a time to not make any decisions. This is a time for you to look into yourself and just kind of like isolate a little bit. Just kind of like isolate to spend time with just you and maybe your books. And it just started raining in your reading, and I just see you like, this is like really basic but so true, because I really see you reading a book by the window while it's raining. Do you love fall? Because I feel like this is like your time. You don't have to, but maybe you're like me, like you don't really like it, but this fall there's something about it. Like this time I kind of like it, like the stillness and being able to just stay inside for a little bit longer, and it's cozy. It's cozy, and yeah, it's not too cold yet that you necessarily need a thick jacket, but still, I don't know, there's something about this fall. Maybe I'm changing, maybe I'm growing older. I mean, I'm 27 after all. The 30s are coming closer. Pile number 3, Spirit Guides. I hope I did say pile number 3 this time, because I've noticed I have a lot of trouble saying the right number pile. We have releasing difficulty up from the depths. Yeah, I feel like maybe the summer wasn't as fun for you as you had hoped for some reason. Like, you had huge hopes for the summer, but it just didn't really happen, and you're kind of getting over that somehow. I don't know. I don't know. But with the refuge as well, like being safe somewhere. Refuge. I love that. The sound of rain. Anyway, I have a feeling some of you may have broken up with a person. Could be a friend, could be a partner. And it turned ugly. That's what I feel here. And you're kind of finding a safe place within, and kind of like finding a safe place being alone in a way. Does that make any sense to you? I do feel that for some of you. Let's get some tarot cards so I know where this is headed actually, because I'm going in a lot of different directions. Pile number 3. What is happening for pile number 3s in fall? What is happening for them this fall? Okay. We have King of Water, compassionate, understanding, trustworthy. So, but I do think that maybe this is something that you find within yourself. Or this might actually be coming to you, but for some of you it has already happened. Some of you may have been in a situation with a friend or a partner and they weren't really treating you that well. And somebody made you realize this. This could also be yourself. Like you realize that this is actually not how I deserve to be treated. But it could also be that it was actually another person who said, you know, that's not right. Why are you letting them treat you that way? And it could be, I don't see that yet, but it could be that I don't think this is like a third party situation where they're not treating you so well. You should get together with me. It's not like that. It's kind of like, girl, what are you doing? So yeah. Oop. I'm gonna take the topmost card because it did come face up, but I'm not gonna take the rest because there were just so many. We have success, recognition, self-esteem. Yes, your self-esteem, all of it is gonna rise to the top after this. I do feel like you have left someone behind, and somehow, like after they're gone, you're like, you know, life feels really good right now. You know, like your whole world just changes. Kind of like imagine moving to another city where suddenly you can try all of your hobbies you always wanted to try. You can do all the things you always wanted to do, but you were never able to do in your old city. There is that sort of feeling now, like you're free, you can do whatever you want. So it could be that some form of breakup is either coming for you or has already happened, but let me tell you, it's going to be for the best. It's absolutely going to be for the best, and you won't disagree with me after it's all over. But I do feel like there might be a need for a safe place. And there is a person for you like that, who will be a safe place for you. I do feel like they will be a friend. They will be a friend. Pile number 3, Spirit Guide. What is happening for them in fall? What do they need to know? What is happening? Whoop, there we go. We have 10 of water, family, love, blessings. So maybe this is someone. Maybe this is someone, because I'm getting some like Colleen Hoover, It Ends With Us vibes with Riley and Atlas and Lily. I kind of get it. I'm kind of getting it, yeah. Things just work out for the best. But there is a tough decision that you have to make. Oh! Oh, and the candle just went out. Should I put in another? I do have another that is kind of like not quite burned out yet. There we go. So I don't know, if you were thinking about something as that went out, that is a confirmation for you. So always take like all the clings and clangs, especially if you notice them. Like think about like what were you just thinking when that happened, and think of that as a confirmation, like yes, this is true. This is something that you're manifesting for the good and for the bad. But yeah, I feel like for some reason, like when you get out of this person's energy, this person that you're basically leaving behind, after that person is sort of gone from your life, you will have more belief for a happily ever after. And I do think that you might be, I'm not quite sure, some of you might be meeting someone, but for many of you it's more like a belief that I will find someone who I can spend my life with. Because I feel like maybe this person made you believe that you couldn't. Like nobody could love you, but that is so not true. But I feel like you will just have this belief in yourself, like there is someone for me. And I feel like this person maybe will help you believe that. I'm not sure if this will be a soulmate sort of situation, but I feel like there's some sort of a saving angel there that helps you with this transition and helps you believe in yourself and helps you believe that you can be loved and you are enough and you were always enough. You were just made to believe that you weren't, and they lied to you. They all lied to you. Pile number 3. What is happening for them in fall? What is happening for them in this fall? I don't know, this is like taking sweet time, and I feel like there is this sort of like, because I always pay attention to how the deck is acting and how fast the cards come and how they come. I feel like you just kind of trust, you have this belief in your own abilities and the divine timing. You just believe, you have this inner belief that everything happens for your best interest, as it does, especially if you believe in it. Like all the bad things that kind of happen to you, you know, the burnt toast theory, where you burn the toast in the morning and it's like the sucky thing, and now you spend a little more time in the morning and you're really late to work, but that saved you from a car crash. If you had been, you know, driving in your usual time, you would have died in a car crash, for example. So you just have this belief, like your faith is stronger than ever, and you just know that there is someone out there for you. Maybe you already meet them, I'm not sure, but you just have this belief. You know that everything will be okay. And it's this kind of like, it's like you're out of the tunnel. you're out of the tunnel, you know, like there's light at the end of the tunnel. No, you are in the light already. You are now in the light. Everything is going to be just fine. And you have this patience too. Like, yeah, I think, you know, the person that is for me, I can wait. I can wait. I can wait for the perfect one because I know that they're gonna come. Everything is just getting ready, and I'll just be patient. They will come. They will come. Okay, there we go. We have Queen of Water, loving, giving, psychic. So you do have some psychic abilities, and I have a feeling that you might actually be starting to use them as well. Oh, we have King of Water and Queen of Water. Wow. Okay, so there definitely is a person for you. Not sure if it will be happening in fall exactly, but this is a confirmation that somebody will be coming for you. Absolutely. It could also be that some of you are actually in a relationship right now, and you may have had a hard time in that relationship. There could have been some sort of a third person who was kind of like mixing everything up, kind of like, I don't know, could have been like someone like making things unnecessarily hard, and you say goodbye to that person, or you set boundaries with that person, and now you have this beautiful blooming relationship happening for you. Yeah, that could also be it. That you might have already found this person, you're together with them currently. Yeah, that is also an option. And you are perfect for each other. You're basically each other's like counterparts. Yeah. You are both emotionally so mature, and you have this great communication. It may have been on the communication may have been a little poor in the past, but now after this in Finnish we call them like somebody who is mixing a soup and somebody who is cooking a soup. Anyway, this cook, whoever has been in your life mixing things, now that they are out, everything seems so clear. Like both of you were like, huh? Like, what the hell? Did I actually believe them? Why did I not trust you in my own, like, faith in you and stuff like that? Like, why did I ever let that get in between us? Because I do feel like there was something there. This refuge thing, it could be, you know, like finding refuge in each other. Absolutely. I don't know why I didn't think of that. We have 2 cards. We have a grace, and then we have transformation. Ooh, leaf is coming with me. I'm gonna put that over here. Grace and transformation. Yeah, I feel like if you are with a person right now, if you are with this person who I'm describing, like they are your counterparts. Transformation and grace together. Well, that's that's quite a lot. So, and also I set them like above the Queen of Water. There is this transformation happening in you, and I see it as, I don't know, have you seen one of the original Barbie movies, the Rapunzel one, when she used the paintbrush to transform what she was wearing, transform into that beautiful gown, you know, that Rapunzel dress. And I don't know, I just see that for some reason, like that is the transformation that I see. This is not a painful kind of transformation. This is transformation, you do it really gracefully, and you do it with emotional maturity, And I feel like this might actually have something to do with your psychic gifts or psychic abilities. Or it could be another sort of spiritual awakening. But this spiritual awakening is going to be a little more graceful than the usual ones. The usual ones are quite rough. But this one, this is going to be like a dream. Like a dream, a spiritual awakening. There is something happening for you, though. And it's going to be for the better. And it's going to help you become... Basically, what I see for you is that you're actually becoming your future, your higher self, not your future self, your higher self. You are changing in the direction of your higher self, and you're doing with such grace. That's what I've been trying to explain. Yes, that's it. Okay. So pile number 3. What advice do you have them for now, for this present moment? What advice do you have them for the present moment? Ooh, okay. Oh, I see. This is the card then. Let go. Okay, so Queen of Winter. Let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career. Unmarried or divorced individuals. Doesn't have to be though, unmarried or individual. But I did see that there were some of you were single, some of you were kind of like meeting someone, and some of you are actually with the person. So this is kind of like very diverse group. But yeah, you need to let go of people and things that no longer serve you. I see mainly people that no longer serve you, and you don't actually have to say like completely goodbye, like you don't serve me, goodbye, but you can set some boundaries, especially if they are somehow making things a little more difficult for you than they actually have to be. Oh. I picked up the rest of the cards that were on the floor, and guess what it is? Awakening. Change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness. A temporary pause in action. Yeah, I do feel like this is a spiritual awakening that is happening, and you're just becoming someone so emotionally mature. Like a wise woman, a wise man, but not so wise. Because have you noticed like a lot of like wise women, wise men, they're often alone. They don't often have like a partner, you know, like in movies and such. But I feel like you will be you will definitely be an exception to the rule, absolutely, because there is a king or queen waiting for you. It doesn't matter if you identify yourself as a king or a queen. Anything goes, anything goes. And yeah, there is a beautiful life awaiting you with this person. But yeah, there is a loss coming for you. You have to say goodbye to something or someone. Also, decluttering would help you with this, like would help you with like kickstarting this change, this transformation. Decluttering would help you with that. But yeah, you need to release whatever this difficulty here is. You have to release it to get to this. So yeah, I think that's what I had for you. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. I would really love to read for you again, and I hope I see you in my next one. Bye.